Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest today. We have from Holden, got it right. Almost said Hudson. Well, we've had people here from Hudson. We have two artists, Diana Homer and Jean Brunter. Welcome, girls, ladies.
Hello.
And they
Hello.
both, a lot of acrylic, right? You paint
Yes.
in acrylics. I don't know who to start with first. Well, who do you say? D comes before J?
D comes before J.
All right. See, that's how I'm remembering this. All right, Diana, show us some of your work.
Okay.
Begin to, and then we'll talk about how they met.
A lot of what I do in the acrylics
Yeah.
is to try to catch moments, and I'm really big on scenery. And this is a moment in memory of my dad. This is actually from Rock Harbor, down the Cape,
Yeah.
and Dad used to go deep sea fishing right over here. The boats went out.
Look
and
at
in.
those shells.
And the shells and the sand were when we went down the Cape after Dad had passed, and I got some sand and shells and said, I'm going to learn to paint, and I'm going to put it in a painting someday, and I did.
Did you take a picture of it and then paint it?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, and so it's my memory of my dad. When I see it, it makes me smile and think of all the fun times that he had going out of the harbor to fish.
So this was near the Cape, right?
Down Cape, Rock Harbor.
Rock Harbor. I love the
Lots
Cape.
of deep sea fishing down there.
Oh. Did you ever go fishing with him?
Girls weren't allowed.
Yeah,
Girls were not
yeah.
allowed.
Yeah, I think my
It was a
family.
guy thing.
Yeah, in my family, the men. Well, they were the only ones who played that game pitch.
Yeah.
Cutthroat.
yes. Mhm.
But I was just a kid, and I wanted to get in on the fun, the laughter. So I got in, and my grandfather taught me all afternoon, and I got it.
Good.
Yeah. All right.
nice.
So that's acrylic.
This is acrylic with a little extra.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
again, just to create a memory.
This looks, that looks like the next one coming up. That looks like a place I've seen on Cape Cod. Is that near Dennisport?
This is Dennisport.
Oh my God! What street?
We used to stay on the Susan Ruth Road in Dennisport.
Was it anywhere along Long L Road, near the? Remember that snack bar on? Oh, it's a street right next to ours. There was a Swan River Motel,
We were down a little further. We were down almost where the campers used to be.
Old Wharf Road.
Old Wharf Road.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
were the campers.
And we went down and I just snapped a little picture, and this is a memory from growing up. We used to rent on Susan Ruth Road.
We had a family cottage in Dennisport, right on Long L Road.
And I used to say, someday, when I get time, after raising four kids and all that stuff, and teaching and working,
Yeah.
I'm going to learn how to paint water and skies. And
That is, how long does it take you to do something like that? Weeks?
it depends. It's very strange. Sometimes it's a day, and sometimes it's 4 or 5 weeks.
I believe it.
It just
I do.
depends on how the paint comes together with the muse.
And you know what? You have a good. Well, I've seen both of them. I can see. Wait till you see the other one too. Both of them have an ability to catch exactly the details without overflowing us with details. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not every vein, and it's right there, right what you kind of walk away with emotionally. I think.
Well, I'm trying to go for that
Yeah.
in the color rather than being precise.
Oh, definitely. You don't have to add anything to that. I've got the message right off. Dennisport, bingo, right where we were.
Well, you knew it. It's so funny.
Oh, here's a different one.
Now, this was, Mom died years after Dad,
Yeah.
and I was getting better at my art,
Yeah.
I hope. And I thought of my mother, and I said, what do I want as a memory picture of Mom?
Yeah.
Well, when we were children, we used to go pick flowers, and I grew up in the three-deckers, so we didn't have big gardens.
Yeah.
And, of course, it was always the Queen's Anne's lace, the dandelions, and the violets,
Yeah.
because you weren't allowed to pick any other flowers.
But
And
you get
in trouble.
That was it. You had the dandelions, the violets, and what was the top part?
in Queen Anne's lace.
Okay.
So we'd bring them home, and Mom would put them into her vases, which was a perfume bottle, a juice glass, and a shot glass.
Yeah.
That's where the dandelions went and lived. And it was my first time
That's
painting
your
on
first
black.
paint? Yeah.
No, first time painting on the black color.
Yeah.
I think I was painting a year then. And then when my children were little, I continued the tradition. So this is like a double generation kind of memory.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people say, when we were kids, we did that too.
Everybody's different, though. I never see two of the same thing.
No.
Every artist is different. Now, wait till you see the next one coming up. We are talking with Diana Comer right now, but right beside her, we're going to talk to Jean in a minute. Oh, wow. Now, is that up in New Hampshire? Have I got that one right?
No, this is right here in New England, going up to Wachusett Mountain area.
Wachusett. Isn't that in Shrewsbury?
Well, we live
Princeton.
in Holden, so for us, it's right next door in Princeton.
Oh, okay. All right. Look at the detail. That's winter, right? Winter?
Yeah, this is winter, kind of fall, late fall.
Going into winter.
This
Yeah.
is still color. And that's a river, just a brooky river kind of thing that was going down.
And that's acrylic.
And this is acrylic. The reason I like acrylic is I'm not a great artist. I didn't go to art school. I taught kindergarten, and then
Okay.
I was a dean at a college, so
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to do too much painting, and I don't have great drawing skill.
We're going to come back to you. We're going to talk with Diana about being a dean in a college, that type of thing. Now we're going to jump right over beside her. We're going to talk with Jean Brunter. I got it right. Jean, show us some of your artwork.
Okay, starting out also with a waterfall and a fall picture. There's an unusual story behind this one. I have a little dog that loves to roll around on nice, soft, fuzzy things.
Yeah.
Well, I put down a bath mat that had kind of a velvety surface,
Yeah.
and she would roll all over it. Well, one day I'm looking at the bath mat, and I see rocks,
Rocks?
and I see water, and I see all kinds of interesting things, and I just put it into a painting.
So I thought for a second you literally, in the bathroom,
No.
she was on the mat and you could see the rocks coming up.
Nope.
So your
It's a-
imagination took you.
Yes. And the painting is called Fall. So it was just
That's what I like.
a happenstance. That, in fact, I do have the picture of the original mat,
Yeah.
but it's a small picture. But I just added color and added larger rocks and more water, and everybody was helping me get the right amount of color in the water and balanced against the splashing of the water.
Awesome.
So this one took a little time to do
Yeah.
because I
That
had to
wasn't
let
your first, that's not your first one.
No.
No. Okay.
Then this is one from quite a while ago.
Oh, is that dawn or dusk?
This is dawn, and I have a habit of sitting down in a chair in the living room with a dog in my lap,
Yeah.
looking out the window, and I happened to look out the window and I saw this sun pillar.
Is that high enough, Paul? You getting okay? That is
And
amazing.
then I took the background basically from the view from my window.
Yeah.
However, I kind of lowered the background so that we could see more of the sun pillar.
Is that snow?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's kind of a snowy, icy day.
Yeah.
Because the sun pillars are usually visible more in spring or fall.
Yeah.
So
I
this
can
is at
see,
the end of
what
the
I always
winter.
love in art is a stream, a gentle stream. Let me see if you can see it, of sun coming down. I like that. I don't know how you do it, but I love it. I love that.
And this was early enough in the morning so that you had the morning colors to
What
play
were you
with.
doing up? What time was it? 5 a.m.?
No, at this time of year it was probably around 6 or 7 o'clock. Because it would be right around the change of seasons.
Yeah.
So this one is actually hanging in my living room at home.
Oh, okay.
It's one that I will never part with
I hope
because
you guys sign everything. I think I see your little signature.
yes,
Okay,
we
good.
always do sign them.
Awesome.
And then we have
We are talking with Jean Brunter.
now
She's an artist.
this one is a little
Oh, look at the
unusual.
fox and the cardinal.
We have Whimsy Fox and the Cardinal.
Aw.
Now this one is based, I saw a photograph in a magazine
Yeah.
that gave me part of this. It gave me the ideas on the fox. And then the background I just created out of memories and whatever photographs happened to be around. And this one is fun because when you said it, the fox and the cardinal,
Yeah.
Diana wrote a story to go along with it, a la Aesop's Fables.
I'll,
You
So
wrote a book?
No,
This was
she
just
ju- I said it cried out for a table.
It does.
a story.
Does
So-
either of you write?
She
No?
does. She wrote the story, The Fox and the Cardinal. And guess what? I have it on the back.
That's not the whole book.
That's
No,
the story.
It's just the story. I mean, it's not a long story. It's just a short little story to go with the painting. And when she gave me this story, I said, oh my goodness, I have to have that always with the picture because it just brings out the whole story.
You know something? I can see that on the cover of a book for
Yeah, it
children.
could be, yes.
You were a teacher for children. You
Yes.
got it. You nailed it.
So it's,
And then you painted it.
And I
She nailed the
painted it.
story.
it's right.
Awesome. I love that. I want to see that on a children's book. Oh,
It would be beautiful.
Yeah.
yes, it would.
I didn't go to art school
Yeah.
or anything like that. However, I liked doing crafts,
Me
all
too.
sorts of
Yeah,
crafts.
Yeah.
And in 2013, one of my crafts was doing some wood burning and just playing around with pictures on it.
Sure.
So one day I hand drew the flower
Yeah.
based on a picture that I saw, did the wood burning for the outline, and then I used acrylic paint,
Oh.
watered it down.
Jack of the Pulpit?
Yes. No,
What is
that's
that?
a lady slipper. That's the
Lady Slipper. Okay.
the one that's hanging in the Dudley Library is the
Okay.
Jack in the Pulpit. That's
Okay.
big.
Yeah.
This is the yellow lady slipper.
Oh.
So, and I was so happy with the way it came out. I
Yeah.
did get the shading, and I was very happy with
Is
this.
that's all on wood, right?
This is a
Almost looks like canvas in the background. A little bit like from
Yeah.
my distance.
yep, and it's all it's just a natural slab of wood.
Are they extinct now?
I've never seen one in the wild.
Yeah.
I've seen photographs of them.
Yeah.
I have seen the pink lady slipper around here,
Mhm.
but I'm wondering if the yellow lady slipper was ever indigenous to the area.
Let's just stop for just a second.
Mhm.
We want to get to know you. Can we pick this up? I want to get to know you two ladies, Diana Comer and then Jean Brunter. You were just watching her with her eye. Now, you two met. Where was it?
Actually, at the Holden Senior Center.
At the Senior Center?
Yes,
We both went in to take the art course.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other at all.
And that's how you guys got together.
that's how we started.
And we've had one of their other pals, artists, with us on the show a couple of times, and it's called the Palette Pals, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What a cool name. It's the three of you.
Just the three of us.
Do you all get together and paint together, or what do you do?
No, it's basically in class that we paint together.
Yeah.
We're all in this long table, along with a number of other painters, all with different skills, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And we've had two different teachers now, and so we're getting a little different ideas, different things about it.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own style and their own desires to bring out.
You two are you both vibrant colors, and I love it. Really,
Mhm.
that's what gets me, is when it's real colorful. Some things are okay, black and white, but I like the colors in both of yours. Now, so you met there, and there's three of you in there. Do you teach? Do you teach at all to people?
No.
No, you don't teach at all.
The
No.
class is set up with an instructor. First was Elaine Griffith, who's an artist in her own right, and now we have Jan Laguerre, and she's another artist. And both of them have been wonderful teachers, different strengths, different skills. But what we love about the class, and I think why we've flourished in it, is that the teachers are like coaches.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not, here's a flower and everybody does it, which is
What
fine.
happened to me? Yeah.
That's lovely, and that's really nice when you're having wine with it.
Yeah.
But when you're not and you want to increase your skills,
Yeah.
it's been great because I walked in and said, I can't draw. All I want to do is clouds and water.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, you can do it.
Yeah.
And the first painting I did, I remember it was I had kind of had an idea, and it was supposed to be
Yeah.
a lighthouse.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to do lighthouses.
No.
You don't have to. So my first painting was the shore all around the lighthouse.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was no lighthouse in the painting.
That's okay though. There's no
that was
rules
fine.
in art.
And everybody has the things that they come in
Yeah.
and that they're interested in doing. And we all pursue it, but we all talk and help each other, and the teacher we listen to while she's helping everybody. So you're learning so many different facets.
Where do you meet? Where are these classes?
In the Holden Senior Center.
Are they free?
It's a low cost, and ridiculously low when you look at going to studio art.
And she provides the
The
material.
town provides the material for us, the paint. The only thing, and there are brushes, but we all tend to have our own brushes,
Yeah.
and and they'll sell a canvas, but we buy our own. And that's pretty much it. And we just go to town, and
Was
it's
it
been
acrylic?
fun.
Acrylic?
All acrylic.
Oh, really?
Now
Yeah.
they've added watercolor too, a little bit of
Oh,
watercolor.
and people love watercolor. They really love it. I prefer because I don't know. I'm like you. I like acrylic. Oil, it's expensive. We know that. We have been talking with Diana Comer and Jean Brunter, and they're artists. How can they, it'll take one at a time, how can they get a hold of you if they'd like to be interested in your artwork?
I'm Jean Brunter, and you can call me at 508-829-3575 or leave a text message. I will get back to you.
And I'm Diana Comer, and my number is 508-335-0402. And same thing, you can leave a text or just call, and I will get back to you.
How's that? It's pretty neat. Would you be willing to, if somebody watching would like to have you come do an exhibit, would you be willing, another library catch somewhere, they could be up in New Hampshire, but if they would like to have, are you guys open to that kind of thing?
Of course.
As the palette group together, yes.
That is for, there's 3 of you. We already had one, now we've got the other 2 on today.
And we also wanted to let you know we do watercolors. We're doing watercolors with Charlie Gray
Yeah.
at the Rutland Senior Center.
How far is that from Holden?
Stone's throw, 5
Okay.
minutes.
The next town up the road.
And Charlie is in his 90s, and he's an amazing artist.
He's just a kid.
He's
Just a
sold
kid.
over 650 art pieces in his day, and we just have a ball with him.
Watercolor with Charlie.
Yeah, which we've done some
Yeah,
watercolor.
show us what I'm seeing in this watercolor, I think, right there. Am I right?
Yeah. We have each brought a couple, and this is a waterfall. And now this is a different style, which is another reason we enjoy the class, because
Yeah.
you can try different styles. So this is obviously even past a little impressionistic. It's more abstract.
Very. I like it. I almost see Cape Cod water in this.
Well, this was
Wow.
just in my mind. I just wanted a waterfall.
Yeah. Now you got me going on Cape Cod.
I have you there. And then this is a marsh in Cape Cod. So does that make you feel better?
Is that watercolor?
Yeah. This is water.
Yeah. Yep.
And the techniques we've been learning are fun to learn. And the grass is made with your finger.
Yeah.
Take your fingernail and do that.
Just go.
Yeah.
There are a number of techniques that you can use.
I bet those kids, was it kindergarten or first grade?
When I was teaching, it was preschool and kindergarten.
I bet they loved her. Oh, because
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
All right, you've got one in your hand. Well, this is very pretty. Is that watercolor?
This is
Yeah.
a watercolor. I don't know if it's going to read well because the reflection might be a problem with it.
Yeah.
But this is one that Charlie had done one, and he gave it this way a little.
Forward.
Oh, forward. Okay,
There you go.
very good.
Yeah.
Charlie had done a similar one and asked if I would be willing to try it. And I tried it, and I'm very happy with the
You nailed
results
it.
on that.
That's very good. Now, what
And-
kind of flower is that?
I have no idea. It's a pink flower.
How cool! Yeah, that's Charlie didn't tell you, right?
Charlie has pictures and paintings, and he'll say, "Try this one."
Yeah.
So you try things you're not comfortable with,
Yeah.
Just to
and
be
you
there. Yeah.
find out new styles. And one thing we've been fortunate with is all of our teachers have been people who push you a little, but let you be,
But let
and
you be
support
what
you
you
with
want.
your
Very important.
style.
Not like my teacher said, there's
No.
something wrong with your eyes.
And then I
Boy,
have-
she made a hit. Now, ooh. Now, it almost looks like it's so real. You took the leaves and actually glued them on. It's so
And it
cute.
is a watercolor.
That's a watercolor.
That is a watercolor. And it's just layers and layers. You have to do them starting with the lightest color and then working down into the darker colors.
Yeah.
And the leaves are based on actual leaves from my yard. I did the leaves onto tracing paper and then transferred it to the paper
Yeah.
and then worked my way back down through it.
With watercolor, do you draw? Let's say you got a Sharpie and you draw your
You
design.
kind of draw at
Then
least.
you add your colors, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, I don't always draw everything. On this one, yes, I did, because you did have to be very careful of where
Oh,
you're
yeah.
adding the
That's
next
definitely
layers.
fall. Boy, that's.
And
Where
it's
is
just-
that hanging? Is that hanging at your home too?
It's actually in my little office at the house.
You both
and
have your own studios at home?
don't have a studio. I just
No.
I just put it out on the dining room table.
Where do you work? At home? Where do you
Kitchen
paint?
table.
Kitchen table, dining room table.
There you go.
So it's very simple and easy.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Oh, it's
senior
fall.
center basically provides a studio kind of feel with
Yeah.
other people there and the rolling cart coming by with the paints.
Right.
That is so cool that they're doing that. They have to encourage more things these days,
Oh,
really.
yeah.
More
Then-
art and fun. Capital F-U-N. Here comes another one.
And this one is an acrylic.
Yeah,
Because acrylic is so forgiving. It's wonderful.
that's not the Cape, though.
No, this is California. This is Long Beach, California.
Looking across at land across there.
Yep.
Tons
This
of
is
lights.
actually Seal Beach,
Yeah.
looking across over to the harbor at Long Beach.
You did a very good job with the people and the little shadows and making it look just as it is when we're walking.
And when you're
across.
walking in the sand, and this was at sunset, I was there with my son and
Yeah.
my granddaughter.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for the sun to go down, and I was just snapping pictures
Yeah.
and
Yes.
just coming out with something that's just unique.
Honestly,
So-
I knew both of you.
So we've had a lot of fun with painting, and
Did-
we
did-
do it because we enjoy it.
Did you both know when you were kids? My mother said I was drawing as soon as I got a pencil in my hand. Were you like that as children? Very fun with art?
I was never good at drawing.
Yeah.
And my mother and dad were both very good with drawing. I could not draw.
But you
Very
sure can
much.
paint.
And that, well, basically, when
Yeah.
I walked into Elaine Griffith's class,
Yeah.
and I was just asking about it, I said, I'd like to learn how to paint, but I don't know how to draw. She looked at me and said,
You draw?
The same?
Diane, you...
As a little kid, I
Yeah.
used to do cartoon strips. I had the Ant Family and all
Yeah.
different things like that, but
Yeah.
great art, no. My mother was an artist, and my sister is an artist, both of them. In fact, one shows
yes.
down in Falmouth and does very well with it. She's an art teacher. I was the family appreciator. As you can imagine, going into preschool and kindergarten, it was like, what can you do with a toilet paper tube or a paper towel tube? I could think of 500 things to do with it.
Oh, that's
But
what
my
I
goal
hear.
was later in life, when
Yeah.
I got toward retirement, the family joke was, she's going to paint someday, and I'd get brushes. I have probably more brushes than anybody in our classes. But I just basically wanted to do scenery,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's worked
Were
out.
the youngest?
well.
Were you the youngest?
I was the eldest.
Oldest.
Hmm.
I figured maybe the youngest or the middle child, but no, you were the one carrying the banner, the first child. What about you, Jean?
I'm an only child.
Aha!
And as I said, my parents were very talented with drawing. They never took it anywhere
Yeah.
except, just for themselves. But I could never draw, so I never considered myself an artist.
Yeah.
And when I said that to Elaine, she said, "You're not here to draw, you're here to paint."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm home."
Of course, like I
And-
do very abstract designs and everything like on for tile, and then the other side, cozy journals that are look almost Victorianly designed.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
very different.
Very stylish.
Yeah, very.
Mhm.
Now, again, both of you, how can they reach you
Okay,
if they're interested in your art?
they can call me at 508-829-3575. And you can, I would probably answer, but if I don't, you can leave a message or you can text me at the same number.
And my number is 508-335-0402, and the same thing, text is just fine, and I will get back to you.
So, people watching, if they're interested in purchasing your art, are you selling it?
Some pieces I do.
So you will.
Some are for sale, some are in the library in Dudley are for sale. Some are close to your heart, you don't want to let them go, they're like kids.
I know it. I
But
know it.
we
It is something close to your heart. Like mine is just. Some people say it's a bunch of just designs all together. It's not Zentangle. I was doing this kind of art long before Zentangle came out. My own version. You know how Zentangle is like, well, this side is dogs and this side is lines. Mine is a free for all.
The whole
With a
thing.
bit of geometric and line, things like that going through it. And so I make wall art, that type of thing. But I remember giving my parents one framed, and I think they looked at it like, what is that? What is she doing? But they were very, very kind. They didn't. How about these grandchildren? Both of you, what do they think of your art? Your children, your grown children?
My grown children have been known to come in the house, see something I've just finished, and walk out with it before I even know it's gone.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. I have a beautiful painting in my daughter's house down in New Jersey that walked out before it was dry.
Are you serious?
And then every now and then I'll say to them, I'd like to paint something you want in your house. And I've done that with family and friends. And they'll get a couple pictures or 2 or 3 pictures, and I'll put them together and make a picture.
So you will
painting
do a
for them.
custom order or something if they say.
Not if they think I'm going to make their photograph.
Okay.
I have to have artistic license, not being a drawer.
Okay. Yeah.
But I've done that, and it helped them capture moments. A friend of mine's son and daughter-in-law, when they were getting married, they wanted a picture from Martha's Vineyard. And it was a special picture. And it was really simple, just a little beach, but the colors were beautiful.
Yeah.
And I did a big one for them for their wedding.
Yeah.
Well, that was a memory more than an exact duplicate of the photograph.
How about your family?
My family, my sons are not painters or anything of that nature. I have 2 granddaughters that are fantastic painters. However, as their lives have progressed now that they are, starting in the business world, and they're not doing the paintings anymore.
Really?
One of my granddaughters, the older granddaughter, put one of her chalk drawings into a juried show in Long Beach. She was 16 years old. She got first place.
She got I think
First
we hear
place.
somebody's cell phone. Hang on. Hang on to it right now. Oh.
So
That's our orchestra in the background that you're hearing. Okay, it's quiet. So you have 2 grandchildren.
I have a total of 4 grandchildren.
4 grandchildren. Okay.
5.
You have 2 sons.
2
And
sons,
5
5 grandchildren. 4 on one side, 1 on the other.
Do you, if somebody said, like I was talking about a custom order, I don't mean it has to be a drawing, but if they say, we have a very pretty picture where we live, right? Would you be willing to paint that? You know what I mean? Even if they had the picture with them and handed it to you, and they wanted it for their dining room, say, would you do something like that?
I would be willing to do it if they would be pleased
Oh,
that I wasn't going to be exact.
Definitely. What
Because
about-
there are artists that are exact, and I know some people appreciate that
Yeah.
in a different way.
I'm not. Somebody gave me the order of like certain colors they'd like. I'll run with it. And here's the design. Would you do that?
I have done that for a couple of people, but it's not my top choice because I've got my own unique style.
Right.
And although I have tried to work with it, but these were friends of mine, so
They do.
and they could come
Yeah.
over and look at it and say, "Yeah, that's the idea I have," and then I could continue painting. So,
Yeah. The getting back to that fox and
the fox and whimsy fox and the
yes,
cardinal.
and the bird, and you have the story behind it. I can't get over that. I interview a lot of authors, and that just took my eye. The artist,
and the writer.
the writer. What a combo! I have authors come in here, and they have somebody who does the illustrations. I think you got a match there. Seriously, you're the writer, you're the artist.
Well, I've worked with artists before when I've written a couple of books that have been internationally published,
Oh, good, you did
but they
that.
were
Yeah.
educator books. One was growing up with literature and the young child, and the
Yeah.
other was developing safety skills with the young child.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
I'm very in tune to that. So
Yeah.
when I see something like that, I'm like, that's perfect ASAP. But again, working with young children, that's how I started out.
Well, okay, we got about a minute left. We've been talking with Diane Comer and Jean Brunter, both artists, as you've seen. They do a beautiful job. And we should get you back on again. I don't know if we could fit 3 of you in here because they're part of a trio. We can always, think outside the box and figure out something. That would be a ball. Everybody is different. They have their own style.
That's it.
And if somebody wanted something custom painted, all you have to do is come take a look at their artwork and say, gee, I like that particular style. Here's a picture. Can you do that on mine? Why not, right?
We've tried. We've
I
always
would
tried.
really-
Yes.
They've seen your style. They know what it's like. Don't worry. You say they're going to love it. All right. We'll see you next time. I'll be my guest.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's us even closer than it seemed.